Thank you so much for staying with us here on CNN News 18. You're watching our continuous coverage on the developments that are taking place in West Asia. Both the Iranian side and the Israeli-American side are claiming to have attacked each other's assets. What really is the truth? What is hyperbole? We'll try and sift through that and get you more details. India, of course, is watching closely as well. In fact, we have information that's now trickling in via our sources within the Indian intelligence agencies. And they are now suggesting that Iran's escalation in the Gulf is not an impulsive one. It's a calculated existential gamble. What we're learning is now that the Strait of Hormuz is being used by Iran as a strategic leverage to inflict global oil pain, especially. What they want to do is they want to force Washington to reconsider this pressure, all of which will be driven by oil, all of which will be driven by choking the Strait of Hormuz, and that's something that Iran is choosing to do at the moment. My colleague Anand Narasimhan now joins us, getting us more details on this. Anand, Indian intelligence agencies are also keeping a close watch as to what's transpiring and what the next course of action will be for us. What more are you gathering?
Well, Manoj Kumar Gupta getting us these details, Poonam, and to our viewers, good evening. What their assessment is that this is more an existential ploy. It is deliberate that they are doing it, and I think many entities would have already gamed Iran trying to do something to ensure that there is no traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. Because right now, China buys 80 to 90% of Iran's exported oil via shadow fleet tankers that continue moving even now. So Iran is going to ensure, and it also has a pipeline all the way up to Chabahar. So it will continue to supply to the world. There are experts who believe that it has already extracted millions of barrels of oil and kept a stockpile elsewhere away from the war zone, from where it can sell it to the highest bidder or at market rates, current market rates, and continue to raise fund and fund this war for the next 60 days, if not more. But more importantly, Indian intelligence agencies believe that China is operating in the shadows. It is actually injecting billions that fund the IRGC missiles, drones and proxies, despite the US sanctions, and Chinese refineries and dual-use tech transfers like missile components, navigation systems and Crink Alliance logistics allow Tehran to absorb short-term export losses. So in terms of cutting down their funds and cutting down the way they can actually fund this war and to dry their coffers, that's not going to happen anytime soon. And Indian agencies are saying that without Beijing's economic and technical backing, Iran cannot sustain this high-stakes Hormuz play. So unless China is moved out of the equation, or China is pinched economically or in terms of energy resources, there will not be anything that is going to stop Iran from trying to block the Strait of Hormuz. And the reality is that the deeper end of the Strait of Hormuz flies closer to Iran, and that's why they can continue to try and take out ships or tankers which are trying to make their way into the Persian Gulf, into some of the other Gulf nations. So it's the 6th ship that they have targeted. And they're saying that China's take, where 50% of its own oil imports via Hormuz gives Tehran advantage, that Beijing is quietly shielding the regime. So unless this is nipped by the Americans, who may have gamed it, who may not have gamed it, but they will have to ensure that China hurts and Iran is not able to supply its oil to anybody, including China.
Right.
Till then, this is not going to end any soon.
Right, Anand, thank you so much for getting us the latest on that front. India, of course, keeping a close watch as to what transpires. There is going to be some amount of hit as far as supply chains of oil, of crude, of LPG is concerned. That's something that India is wary of as well, and keeping all of that in mind.